Welcome to episode 41 of the LoraineCounty.com Business Insights Podcast. I'm your host, Ed Skimmon, and today we're talking with Michael Sherrill, owner of Raymond's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. Join us as Michael shares the story of Raymond Plumbing, a company with deep roots in the community since 1957. He'll talk about their HVAC and plumbing services, serving both residential and commercial customers, and the values that have sustained their reputation for decades. Michael also talks about his background in industrial engineering, his journey to owning Raymond's Plumbing, and balancing the dual roles of his other company, Simplified Facilities Group. I've known about Raymond since the 80s. Keith Raymond, the former owner of Raymond's, lived across the street from my childhood home. As a young kid, he was one of a handful of adults that I knew who owned their own business. I'm sure the long-term growth and success of Raymond's influenced my brother and my decision to start our own company. This episode is part of the Expo Spotlight series, where we talk with local businesses who will be exhibiting at the Lorain County Chamber of Commerce Business Expo. The expo is held each year on the first Thursday of November at Tom's Country Place in Avon. For more information, visit loraincountychamber.com/expo. Here is my conversation with Michael Sherrill.
Michael Sherrill, I'm the owner of Raymond Plumbing and Heating.
Welcome, Michael. Thank you for joining us and sharing your insights. Could you provide an overview of Raymond Heating and Plumbing?
We've been in business since 1957. It was started by Wayne Raymond and then run for the last 65 years by the Raymond family. I purchased the company in January of 2023 with the commitment to maintain the same legacy of the Raymond family, the Raymond name, and the level of service that we've provided to our community.
Could you tell us a little bit about the products and services that you provide?
We are a full-service HVAC and plumbing company, so we work on standard residential furnaces and air conditioners, boilers, geothermals, all commercial equipment, steam boilers, hot water boilers, rooftop units, tube heaters, unit heaters, and then full-service plumbing from underground to backflows to toilet leaks.
Can you describe your typical customer and the benefits that you provide them?
It's different residential and commercial, but our typical residential customer is a Lorain County family calling us because they either have furnace or air conditioning needs, plumbing leaks. We replace toilets, furnaces, do preventive maintenance service calls, 24/7 service for heating and air. Commercially, there really isn't a typical commercial customer. The equipment is pretty typical, packaged rooftop units and boilers and tube heaters and such, but any type of customer can have that. So we work for car dealers and for Mama Joe's Pies and libraries and banks and any commercial building.
What marketing and sales techniques do you find most effective for reaching your local customers?
I know the marketing people aren't going to like this answer, but none of them we find are effective because you can't measure all of them. And that's half a joke and half serious. You being in marketing, I know you know that. But we employ all of them. We have a whole digital marketing team that does our website and our social media. We advertise on billboards. We are in church bulletins. We're on school billboards. For us, it's about name and brand recognition and the whole Google suite of services and platform. We're fully engaged in that. Where we get a lot of feedback is church bulletins and Google.
What are the unique qualities and strengths of Raymond Heating and Plumbing? What sets you apart?
What sets us apart is the quality of our service and the helpfulness of our technicians. If you read our Google reviews, and I go over this with our team all the time, what they love and say about us most is that we're responsive and we're helpful.
Probably related, how do you measure success?
Happy customers, happy employees, and obviously bottom line growth.
Going forward, what trends do you see in your industry and in the community, and how do you see Raymond Heating and Plumbing adapting to these changes?
Trends are going to trend just like our environment in general. Technology is playing a big part in HVAC equipment. I think the customer experience today is being dictated by what customers want, and they want a pleasant experience. It's not just about, hey, just send me somebody to fix it. Our guys have to be courteous. They have to be dressed neat and clean. Our vans need to have a good appearance. I think the customers today expect that, and they equate that with quality.
If you were a customer looking for your service, what 2 or 3 criteria would you use to evaluate who you might choose?
Reputation would be number one. If I was not in the HVAC business and looking for an HVAC provider, I would want to know how long they've been taking care of the community. I think we're all trained to it now to look for reviews. I want to know what the good reviews say and what the bad reviews say. And then word of mouth. We have third generation customers. We have customers that call us and say, the last thing my mom told us before she died was make sure you call Raymond. So all true stories, and that's really what sets us apart. And me being a consumer would look for that sort of reputation and service if I was looking for that work.
Let's switch over and talk a little bit about you. What's your background and what led you to Raymond's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing?
My background's in manufacturing. I have a master's degree in industrial engineering, and I was working for a local company celebrating a big birthday this year, Leary Manufacturing, celebrating 100 years. I worked for them and the Olemacher family for a number of years in manufacturing, running service departments. And when I decided to break out on my own, I got into facility management, and so we also own Simplified Facilities Group. And so facility management and Simplified Facilities Group led me down the path of all building services. Simplified is a full suite of building services from HVAC through general maintenance. When the opportunity came up that the owners of Raymond were looking to retire, we had a long-standing relationship with them, and I thought that it would provide opportunity for our employees that were in the HVAC field as well as maintain a long-standing name and reputation in the community. And so that's what led me here.
How is juggling two different businesses working?
It's a lot. We've got a great team on both sides. The simplified process that we have created over the years allows for that team to run just basically on autopilot with them doing what they do, and allows me to be here to try to figure this out and work to learn how we integrate, learn how it's done here at Raymond, and make sure that we're setting it up for the future. So it's a lot, and it's a lot different than I thought it would be. But we have two great teams. We're still building a team here, and we're always growing over at Simplified. A lot, but we're getting there.
In your professional career, what are you most proud of accomplishing?
I think building two successful teams of people that work together to provide a great service in our community, but also work together to provide a great service and a great living for themselves and their families.
Going forward, what are your personal goals? What would you still like to accomplish?
I'm really not a goal setter. I think it's my responsibility. So ultimately my goal to continue to push us in the right direction and make sure that we're growing just enough. We don't do this, meaning I don't do this for growth, but I know that I have to grow to keep providing for families and keep this thing around for the service that we provide. I'd like it to be smoother. I'd like to have the finishing team in place to allow me to slip into the slot that I should be in and guiding everybody in their positions and giving direction.
Outside of work, what are your hobbies and interests, and how do they help recharge you?
I do a lot of fun recreational things. Just to jump in, if it sounds fun, I'll give it a whirl. I like shooting sporting clays. I do that quite a bit. I have a boat, motorcycle. I like to be outdoors, love music. I've been known to drink a bourbon or two, go to sporting events. I have Brown season tickets that are disappointing, but we still love to go down and have fun and watch football, so football would be on my hobby list.
Finally, where can people get additional information on Raymond and Simplified Business Facilities Group and connect with you?
RaymondPlumbing.com and SimplifiedFacilities.com. Both websites have a lot of information about it. Raymond's is brand new. Our marketing team put together a really great website. It's interactive. It's informational. Simplified, you can find all the information there. And then I'm in the community. If anybody wants to know, stop and ask. I'm always happy to talk about what we do.
Thanks, Mike, for joining us and sharing your insights.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the LoraineCounty.com Business Insights Podcast. We hope you found this conversation informative and that it provided some ideas that will help your business continue to grow. Please follow us on your favorite podcast platform to hear each episode where we shine a spotlight on local resources that will boost your business. And we want to hear from you. Email ed@LoraineCounty.com to share your feedback and